You minced a few cloves of garlic, stirred them into a jar of pickles or a pot of soup, and came back later to find them an alarming shade of blue-green. Not moldy, not rotten, just teal, like someone swapped your garlic for a crayon. So what happened? Your garlic basically dyed itself, and the recipe for that dye was hiding inside the clove the whole time. Let's start with what garlic is carrying. Inside every clove are sulfur compounds, the same family of molecules that make garlic smell like garlic. The big one is called alliin. There are also tiny amounts of amino acids and trace metals like copper and iron floating in the cell fluid. When you crush or chop a clove, you break open its cells. That releases an enzyme called alliins. Think of it as a pair of molecular scissors. The instant it meets all in, it starts snipping, and you get a cascade of new reactive sulfur compounds, including the ones responsible for that sharp raw garlic punch. Now here's where the color sneaks in. Some of those freshly made sulfur compounds react with the amino acids in the garlic to build long chains called pyrroles. A single pyrrole ring is colorless, but link 4 of them together and you've made the exact same kind of pigment structure found in chlorophyll, the green in leaves, and in the blue of your own blood proteins. 4 pyrroles, 1 color. Tweak the chain a little and you slide along the rainbow, greens, blues, even a faint blue-green teal. That's why your garlic looks like it raided a paint set. But the reaction needs a nudge to really get going, and that nudge is acid. Vinegar, lemon juice, the brine in a pickle jar, anything sour speeds the whole thing up. This is why garlic that looks perfectly normal on your cutting board turns vivid the moment it lands in a jar of pickling liquid. The acid doesn't poison it. It just throws the chemistry into overdrive. Temperature matters too, but in a backwards way. Cold, young garlic is the worst offender. Garlic harvested early in the season, or stored in the fridge, has more of the precursor compounds primed and ready. Old, dried-out garlic from late in the season has far less, so it barely changes color at all. If your garlic went green, congratulations, you probably bought the fresh stuff. And here's the kicker most people get wrong. That green is completely totally safe to eat. It is not mold. It is not a sign of spoilage. It's not a warning that anything went bad. It is a pigment, the same chemical cousin of the green in spinach and the red in your blood, and it tastes like exactly what it is, garlic. In fact, in parts of China, there's a celebrated dish that does this on purpose. It's called LABA garlic. Whole cloves soaked in vinegar for weeks until they turn a brilliant jade green. Traditionally eaten with dumplings around the LABA festival in winter, cooks there spent centuries chasing the very color you panicked about in your pickle jar. So the next time your garlic glows blue-green, picture this. You crushed a clove, snapped open thousands of tiny cells, and released a pair of chemical scissors that started cutting sulfur molecules into rings. 4 rings stacked up into a pigment, a splash of vinegar hit the gas pedal, and your garlic painted itself the same shade as a leaf using machinery it was carrying all along. It was never a flaw. It was your garlic showing you in vivid color that the moment you chopped it, it came alive with chemistry. That blue-green clove isn't a mistake in your kitchen, it's a tiny chemistry experiment that ran perfectly. And every single time you mince garlic, the same reactions begin, you just usually eat it before it has the chance to show off. So go ahead, leave a clove in some vinegar and watch. Your garlic has been hiding a paint box this whole time.